Blessings, everyone. Happy Thursday. Come on in. Come on in. If today we are talking about, and I feel so led to do this. I have a lot of things I have to do today, but when I'm led, I move. Hey, welcome in. Happy Thursday, everybody. We're about to dive deep real quick, because there's no way to really get the hair that you really want without healing your heart. Like your body, everything on the outside of your body is a manifestation of what's going on inside. There's no way around it. Okay, so if you're just joining our live for the first time, I am Abra. I'm the CEO of Abracadabra Hair and Healing Hair. Okay, and so we are the hair growth capital of the world. But as a leader here, there's no way for me to help you get to the hair of your dreams, right, without addressing the things that are going on inside of you, right? Whether that's your nutrition, whether that's the way you process information, like your mindset, your health. So there's no way around it. It's all connected. Your spirit, your body, your mind, it's all connected, right? And there's a lot of hurt people out here. There are, I mean, every single day I'm running into it, it's making me very sad, because life really doesn't have to be that complicated. And if you stick with me, you'll understand why. All right. There's a lot of people suffering, right? What's even more sad is that a lot of people are hurt and don't even realize they are hurt or realize how hurt they are. But what you really don't realize is that you are so wounded and so hurt, and that is playing a role in the decisions that you are making today and the things that you are attracting in your life today. So a lot of us may be depressed. A lot of us may have anxiety. A lot of us may feel like I am not nowhere near where I'm supposed to be or where I want to be. We may feel sad. We may criticize ourselves. So you don't even realize how much you criticize yourself every day. Like, if you were really able to silence the chatter, you will realize that you criticize yourself several times a day. All right. And wounds are supposed to heal. When wounds don't heal, they get infected, and then they start infecting other parts of your body. Okay. So a lot of us don't realize that we are so hurt, and we have adopted these belief systems and this programming from our hurt, from our harm, and we're taking it into our life. Okay. And so I want to talk a little bit about pain for a second, pain versus suffering, because we want to escape pain. We think that we're not supposed to go through anything in life. We think we're supposed to just skate our way and smooth our way through life, and then we get everything that we desire. And that's just really not how things, it's just not how things work. Okay. Pain is good. Pain is when your life situation and the things that are going on in your life are not matching up with your model of the world, the way you feel like the world is supposed to be, right? That's normal. You feel like you're supposed to get this job, but guess what? You didn't get that job. You feel like you're supposed to be married with kids. Guess what? Maybe it's not that time for that. You feel like you're supposed to have this amount of money in the bank right now, today. Maybe there's other things that you got to learn before you get to that point, right? So it's just when things aren't going your way. Pain, normal, right? The issue that I have and the issue that I see, I've seen so many women lose 80% of their hair, 80% of their hair overnight, just from stress and suffering. And suffering is when your life situation and the things that are going on in your life is not matching up with the way you see the world, right? But you feel helpless to change it. That's where we're going wrong. That's where we're going wrong. When you relinquish your power, your life falls apart. You have no choice but to think negatively, because you're not in control. You're giving some other entity control over your mind. You may say the devil, some people may say ego, some people may say dark spirits, whatever it is. Because you've relinquished your power, you're giving somebody else control over your thoughts. All right. And of course, they're not going to have your best interests. Right. So you have all these negative thoughts and your life is showing up, is mirroring how you are thinking. Okay. So we really do have to check this, because, and we really do have to persevere through our problems in life. And even when people harm us or hurt us, your heart has to be open. We're walking around with closed, wounded hearts. When your heart is closed, you cannot give love, you cannot receive love, and you cannot receive any manifestation of love when your heart is closed. You literally block your blessings when your heart is closed. And so I wanted to stop here, because life doesn't really have to be that stressful. Of course, things are not going to go the way we plan in our life. All right. It hardly ever does. We make plans and God sit back and just be cracking up, because he's looking like that ain't what's about to happen here. Right. But we don't have to process the information in a way where it does not serve us. All right. Because ultimately this affects your hair. Now, when you stress, even when you have a negative thought, when you have one negative thought, this is just one negative thought, and we're having several negative thoughts throughout the day, right? When you have one negative thought, what it does to your body is just lowers your energy, right? Your brain sends a stress hormone called cortisol, that's just one of them, cortisol, to your follicle and says, stop everything. Right? We wonder why we're losing so much hair, why we're shedding so much hair, why our hair is getting thin over time. I bet you everybody on here can say my hair is nowhere near as thick as it used to be. It doesn't have to be like that. If you watch what you're eating, if you watch your spirit and nurture your soul, that's a whole nother conversation. If you watch how you process information and how it serves your body, I promise you, your hair will thrive. If you put live things in your body, life begets life, okay? Death begets death, okay? This is really not rocket science. This is pure fact, okay? If you want your hair to live its best life, you need to be eating live food. Live food. The first thing you do when you wake up in the morning and you ready to put something in your mouth, it shouldn't be coffee. It shouldn't be coffee. It shouldn't be no type of dead flesh. I'm just going to be honest with you. Okay. Like, you need live food, especially for women. If you really want your hair to thrive, and when we're talking about hair, keep in mind, this is Abracadabra Hair and Healing. So any recommendations, advice, tips I'm giving you for your hair is going to do 10 times for your body, because your hair is just a manifestation of the inside of your body. Okay, women, the first thing you do when we wake up is eat berries, strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries. Is the best thing. It doesn't have to be hard. This is not hard. Okay, and I try to give it to you in the most simple way, because complexity is the enemy of execution. If I make it too complex, you won't do it. All right, and these things I'll talk about in our Hair of Your Dreams hair growth manual, e-manual. All right, foods that you can eat, live foods that you can eat, and get into the habit of eating, y'all. This is a part of self-love. Okay, we wonder why we hurt. We wonder why we stressing out here. We need to check the love that we have for ourselves, because if we truly love ourselves, we're going to put things in our body that truly serve our body, serve our minds, serve our spirits. Okay, so I really want to challenge you guys to really think about this. Like, hair growth is internal. Hair is a manifestation of what's going on inside of your body. Check your heart. Sometimes you just have to silence the chatter. You have to get quiet. Silence everything. Turn your phone off. Turn your TV off. Get into a room, right? Try to make sure you don't have any distractions. And breathe, right? Just visit your heart. You will be surprised what you will see, what your spirit will tell you. Visit your heart, because sometimes there's things in your subconscious that you don't even know is there. You know how many people were harmed as a kid, and here it goes, 35 years old, and we're having a conversation, and something just boom happens. Like, wow, I didn't even realize how much that was affecting me. 25, 30 years later. So you've been allowing, because you closed your heart, because as humans, we close our heart when we're trying to protect ourselves, because we don't feel like things should be going wrong in our life. We don't feel like we should be having any type of problems. So when things don't go right in our life, especially as it pertains to somebody else, the first thing we want to do is close our heart, and we think that's protecting. We think we're protecting ourselves when we do that. No, you're blocking your path. You're delaying your path when you do that. Be intentional about opening your heart. And here's a few things that you can do. There's so many things that you can do, but I want to leave you with this. I want to empower you to think about this for a second, okay? One, in order to heal your heart, you have to honor and accept whatever it is that went on in your life. And it doesn't have to be, sometimes it doesn't have to be major. Some of us have trauma because maybe some of us were molested. Some of us were abandoned. Some of us were neglected. 90% of your brain developed by age 10. So a lot of the things, 10, 12, so a lot of things that happen in our childhood, that's why we're still children. A lot of us are still children, thinking that we are adults, but we're really still children. We're still triggered. We still having temper tantrums. Okay, and none of that serves us or anybody else around us. Okay, so just think about, some of us may have just, been, neglected or made to feel like we weren't good enough, or that we didn't matter, or who knows what we've been. Some of us experienced poverty, didn't have food, mother was on drugs. Whatever the case, whatever it is that we had to fight through, right? You gotta go. You really have. Some of us were harmed by other people. Some of us were, even going into your adolescent and your young adulthood. Some of us were cheated on. Some of us were betrayed. These things are needed to help propel you exactly to where you are supposed to be. You have a divine purpose here on earth. And if you think you're not supposed to experience any of those things, you are highly misguided. You have to have those things. Those things are what build your strength up and really get you to where you're supposed to be, so that you can help other people, right? So what I challenge you to do is think about, for example, someone that may have harmed you, all right? You're going to have to learn how to forgive. Some of us are going to have to learn how to forgive ourselves. Some of us are going to have to learn how to forgive ourselves because we've been self-sabotaging. We have not put any boundaries up. We let people do and allow people to do whatever to us, say whatever to us. We don't take care of ourselves. So some of us need to forgive ourselves, but a lot of us need to forgive other people. And the thing that really helps you forgive other people, you guys, listen, is really thinking about that person in their most pure form. All right. So what has helped me to forgive somebody who may have harmed me in the past is like really thinking about them as a baby, like coming into this world as a pure vessel, as a pure love, as a baby, and just really kind of like holding that baby, right? I'm telling you, this is some deep stuff right here, because you're not going nowhere. You will forever be enslaved, and you will forever have stress if you do not learn how to forgive other people and you do not learn how to forgive yourself. So I'm just giving you one thing that you can do just to really help with forgiveness, because this is what's going to help set you free. Okay? For unforgiveness is not of love. Okay? You want to be in the realm of love. All right? You want to be there, because if you want peace, if you want joy, if you want ease, if you want flow in your life, okay, if you want to attract the things that are for you, sometimes those things are not coming because you're not ready for it. If you can't learn how to do one of the main things that represents love, which is forgiveness, what makes you think you ready for all of these good things that you wanted, the big house, the fancy car, all this money? What makes you think that you're ready for those things? You can't even do one simple thing, which is a choice. It's a choice. Nobody's holding your neck. Nobody has a gun to your, like, this is literally you, a choice to forgive yourself, forgive other people. This is one of the number one things that's going to really help open up your heart and start and help you attract the things that you want. If your heart is closed, you cannot give love, you cannot receive love. A lot of us waiting on husbands, and we don't know how to love. How we gonna love somebody else if we don't even know how to love ourselves? Well, you are not showing up for yourself if you do not know how to forgive, okay? This is the number one thing that you need to be focused on, and that I want to leave you guys with. There's so many other things that we can do here, but if you really want to eliminate the stress and you want to eliminate the roots of the stress, okay? I keep the same energy with hair. I keep the same energy with healing. I'm not just focused on patching things up. Yeah, we do 6 month sew-ins, but we're doing 6 month sew-in so you can have a breakthrough in your real hair, and your real hair get longer than the hair that you're wearing in your head. Okay? It's all a vessel. All right? That's it. So forgiveness is the number one thing. That's the only thing I want to leave you with. That's the only thing I want to leave you with. And for some, just be open. You don't even have to make a decision too, because I can remember being harmed so many ways. I can remember just one way. I can remember somebody stole a lot of money from me. Oh, let me stick with me real quick, because I'm about to because I said I wasn't going to be in here on long. God really wanted me to show up for you all right now at this very moment when I have a million things I'm doing. So I'm just obeying right now. But watch this though. Watch this. Somebody, a friend of mine, somebody I consider a friend, stole a lot of money from me. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. So much that as a single parent with 2 kids at the time, all the money that I was making at that time was going to rectify what that person had stole from me. Every dime I was making was $19,000 was stole from me. 19. Stick with me, because watch this is an exact example of why you should be working on forgiveness today. Okay, stole $19,000 from me. $19,000 during the time I saved that, right? But I had to pay. I gave this $19,000 thinking this person would give back. We had this plan, right? Did not give me a dime back. And so the next year was spent trying to catch up to those things. It was hard to pay my mortgage, my rent. It was hard to pay for my car. It was hard to put food on the table for an entire year. I was tested for an entire year. I actually borrowed that money. I borrowed that money. I borrowed $19,000 and had to pay $25,000 back. So I had to pay like $3,500 a month or something for 12 whole months, you guys. But listen to this. And I was pissed. I was hurt. I was angry. When I say angry, I was angry, and I was ready to do what angry people do, okay? But when it is time for you to propel, when it's time for you to go into another season, you have to let go. You have to let go of your old ways. You want to be delivered, but you don't want to let go of the old ways, especially when you have that spiritual support, right? And it bothered me so. It was almost like I hated that I was working on forgiveness. That's how bad, that's how much we like to stay comfortable in pain, comfortable being angry, comfortable, having shame or guilt or all of these things that really don't serve us, right? So follow me. He stole $19,000 from me, and I made a conscious decision. That I'm going to forgive this man. And it was a friend. I'm going to forgive this man. And it took everything. It took everything out of my being, out of my energy to say, to let go of the fact that this man just took food off my table, right? Get this. And I was very intentional about it too. So I prayed about it. I meditated on it. I visualized him being a child and being pure. And somewhere along the way, somebody misguided him and he's hurt. Because if you can step on other people's toes to get to where you want to be, something is off with your heart. Your heart got to be closed, because that is not a representation of love, right? So I really meditated and really practiced compassion for this particular person who stole all this money from me, right? The following year, so that year that he stole, I was making like 35. This was back in like 2015, 14, 13. I was making like $3,500, $4,000 a month, right? Right? He stole that money from me. I went a whole year. I couldn't provide for my family as a single mother. The next year, after I practiced compassion and forgiveness for that entire year, and I actually had to go through the tornado of paying all that money back and sacrificing my household and my kids and our food, and made a lot of other sacrifices. That following year, I was making $19,000 consistently every single month. I went from $4,000 a month to $19,000, the exact amount of money that person stole from me. And I made the conscious decision to forgive that person, because it's easy to be angry. It's hard to forgive. When you feel violated, when you feel betrayed, it's very hard to forgive. I made a conscious choice. It was a choice to forgive that person. It was a choice. It was a conscious choice. And when I made that decision, I was dedicated to forgiving. Because we're normal, so we're going to have normal feelings sometimes. So sometimes I would think, oh, I cannot believe. I was in a victim state. A victim mentality. Oh, he did this to me. He did this to me. When we're not thinking, oh, no, that was done. He was just a vessel to teach you something. Because I also learned during that situation to detach from money. See, I had been homeless before that. I had been poor. My whole family had been poor before that. I had been struggling my whole life before this. And so when you struggle like that, and when you're in a constant state of survival, you feel this, you have this mentality of lack, that you don't have what you need. So you want to hold on to everything, and you don't want to share. And if I didn't know how to share, I wouldn't be in this position right now. Do you know how much I had to learn how to share to be where I am right now? For 10 years, I gave away 50% of my income. Imagine you going to work, making your $5,000 a month, your $4,000 a month, and you have to give away $2,000 or $2,500 to help other people for 10 years. Not 1 year, not 1, not 2 years, not 3, not 4, not 5. 10 years, I had to give away half of my earnings to help other people. If that didn't happen to me, if $19,000 wasn't stolen from me when I did not have it, and I had to go a whole year trying to figure out how we were going to eat, how I was going to keep up with this rent, how I was going to keep up with my car note, how I was going to do every other thing, get toiletries. If I didn't go through that detached me from, and if I didn't learn how to forgive the person who stole that from me, I wouldn't be here. So a lot of you guys feel like you're not where you want to be, but there's things that you are holding on to. You are holding yourself back. Nobody is holding you back. Your job is not holding you back. Your husband is not holding you back. Your kids is not holding you back. I could have blamed my kids my whole, ever since I had them, and ever since I've been an entrepreneur, I could have blamed my kids, right? Nobody is holding you back but you. And you want to know what's holding you back? Your belief system, the thoughts that you have. It's that simple. So I really want to empower you guys to open up your heart. Even if you just say to yourself, I am willing and able to open my heart to attract what it is that you have for me, God. Even something as simple as that. Just being intentional about opening up your heart. Watch what happens in your life. Remember, if your heart is closed, you cannot give love, you cannot receive love, and you cannot give or receive any manifestation of love, anything that is a representation of love. Peace, joy, happiness, ease, flow, anything. It makes it very difficult for you to achieve those things. Do you want these things to come smooth, or do you want it to be a tug of war? It doesn't have to be a tug of war. Life doesn't have to be that complicated, okay? So be willing to forgive the people that have harmed you and hurt you, that have caused you to close your heart in the way that you do, because you just thought that was the way to protect myself. But it's not. You're harming yourself by closing your heart. You're harming yourself by closing your heart. You're delaying your path. All these things that's waiting on you, your success, your home, your increase in income, this better job, all of that stuff is already there. It's waiting on you. It's literally waiting on you. This is a fact. It's a fact, okay? So I feel like if you can do that, this is really going to help reduce the stress that you have on a day-to-day. Sometimes we feel this heaviness on us, and we don't even know where it even came from. We have no idea where. I went through that. I had to go through that. When I came off my deathbed back in 2014, I was hospitalized for 3 months. I had the flu, tonsillitis, pneumonia all at the same time. You want to know why? Because of this. It was because of this. I was 30 years old. I was healthy. It was because of this. My mind. And I didn't learn. And God really wanted me to break through it. Because I was responsible for my own suffering. I was suffering because things weren't matching up with the way I felt like it should be. And I felt helpless, like I couldn't change it. That's when you enter into a phase of suffering. Okay? And I can remember feeling a sense of heaviness coming out that hospital in the bed, just in the bed. I felt a sense of heaviness. I was heavy. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Literally, just out of nowhere, heavy. And I said, stop. Everything stop. Wait. This is what you got to do. Pay attention. This is what you have to do. When you feel that sense of heaviness and you feel this is your body showing up for you. This is your body. You look at it all as depressed. I feel helpless. I'm just going to bed. I'm going to do nothing. No, that's not what that's for. It's saying, wait a minute, Kelly. Wait a minute, Regina. Wait a minute, Yasmin. Wait a minute, Toya. Wait a minute, John, Mike. Something's not right. I need you to silence everything. I need you to grasp this. I need you to reverse this, right? I felt heavy and I was like, what is that? And if you ask what it is, you're going to get your answer right away, because it is nobody but God supporting you. You think it's the devil and this and that. No, it's you. It's you not letting go or forgetting some traumas and triggers that you have, right? And I can remember thinking, I feel worthless. Why do I feel so worthless? And then more answers came. Yeah, the first thing that popped up is 10 years old. And I said, oh, that's the first time I felt worthless. And I didn't realize I was carrying it with me all this time. That's how it works. This is how it works, okay? Healing is I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's daggone for sure not as hard as you think that it is, all right? You can be so much more happier. You can have so much more peace in your life. I'm talking about an abundant amount of peace. It's right there in the palm of your hands. It's some things you got to check internally, all right? And if you can do that, your hair, that's just a manifestation. That's just that's a bonus. That's an after effect. That's an after result, all right, of you doing this kind of work, okay? So that is all I knew it was something. I don't know who it was for, But God was on me so heavy. I'm trying to get out the car. I'm trying to get out the car like this. I feel like this. Okay. Let me just get on here real quick, all right? Because you guys, if you're following us, you notice my business name is Abracadabra Hair and Healing, okay? So I'm invested in the transcendence of your overall well-being here, not just your hair. And don't you ever forget that. Don't ever forget that part. I am hugely invested in the transcendence of your overall well-being, because I know I can't get your hair to where it's supposed to be if inside of here is missing something. Okay, so thank you guys for joining. I'm gonna be back here because there's a lot more. It's a lot more work that needs to be done, that needs to come through me, and I'm really starting to understand this assignment now. And so I'm not gonna no longer hold out. There's a whole story that I have that I can share with you guys. And the one thing that I'm going to really help, that I really feel very confident in helping you to achieve, is the perseverance of your heart, like your heart healing. That is like my number one purpose, okay? Because if we can handle that, stress, we won't even view stress as stress, okay? All right, so you welcome, everybody. You welcome. I saw somebody that said, how do you book with us? As you know, we don't have a hair quarter anymore. That was closed down last July, and we teach hair professionals all over the world. So whatever city that you are in, you can go to our Find Your Technician page, and you can find a hair professional, hopefully, in your area. We're starting to train more hair professionals now. Our goal is to be everywhere. Our goal is to be that trusted source for hair growth, and to use, our hair growth products and our 6-month sewing system to help reduce stress and to help your hair have a breakthrough. And I know it's revolutionary. It's very different for a lot of people. Not for you guys, because you guys have been here with us for a while now, or maybe you just joining us. But you more than likely came here because you've witnessed that. But I'm really feeling like it's going to be equivalent to like the airplane situation. Like the Wright brothers. I mention this all the time because it's so relatable, right? Like, people laughed when the Wright brothers was like, I want to transport people from one side of the world to the other side of the world. And people laughed in their faces, like laughed. Nobody believed in that vision. It's not other people's responsibility to believe in your vision. And had I leaned on that, other people believing in our vision, I wouldn't be here, right? And so now everybody get on hops and jumps and skips on airplanes like it's nothing. And so my plan is really for the 6-month sewing system to really be that vessel to help women all over the world have a breakthrough. I want it to be worldwide accepted and honored and really utilized to help you reduce stress, help you wake up and look beautiful on a day-to-day, but most importantly, help your hair get to a place it's more than likely never been before. So that's kind of where we are right now. So I'm really focused on just training hair professionals right now. Still a lot of them that don't know, and we got a list of 25,000 women that wants this process, and there's only 32 people that can do it right now. That's a good thing. A lot of people say that's a good problem to have. But I would like to just work through it, and I would like to get maybe like 100 more hair professionals. So if you guys know a hair professional that treats your hair well, like we don't attract certain hair professionals, all right? One of the things I notice about the hair professionals in our course is that they're servants. They're servants. They're literally servants. They are so dedicated to helping you. Like it is magical, because I'm attracting who I am. I've always been that. So if they're just doing it just to make you look cute and just to cover up problems and just to make money, which you make great money in this program, that's probably not going to be the hair professional for us. But if you know a hair professional that's really dedicated to you, that's really serving their customers, really care about their hair, but just haven't quite figured out, it's hard being an entrepreneur, please share our information with them, please. Okay. Yeah, our salon closed last year in July. I made a conscious decision after fasting for, when I made that decision, I was doing a dry fast. So I was not drinking water and I was not eating food on the 4th day. And as you guys know, we talk about this in our Hear Your Dreams book, also fasting. You want to hear? You want to get clear communication? You fast. And so I made a conscious decision last year to close the salon because if you're not growing, you're dying, okay? When you're not growing, you can't have fulfillment without growth. You can't have fulfillment without two things, without growth and without contribution. And so during the pandemic, when we had to shut down for 4 months, I had to build my digital online platform. And that ended up doing better than my salon and taking a lot of attention. So I couldn't be there for my salon as much as I had used to be. And the people that we had there had been there for years, so they had really learned my systems and strategies already and was well equipped to run their businesses on their own. And so they're still there. They're on the website. They're still there. The building is just not there, and they're not operating under me anymore. But when I decided to do that, the very next month I built 100,000 followers because now I was able to really pour myself into my platform. That's when I started to last September. That's when I started tying the lifestyle aspect into hair. Like that had to be something that I put out into the world. It was my responsibility. You're not going to find a lot of hairstylists doing that. And so, but I couldn't do that and manage 3 different businesses and be a single mother. I couldn't do all of that at the same time. So I had to create boundaries around my peace and my health. And that was one of the biggest decisions I made. That was a major decision. A major decision. But when God clearly gives you communication, a lot of us can't really get to where we are supposed to be is because we are not willing to emotionally detach from what was. I had to emotionally detach from 10, 12 years of sacrifice, of energy, just putting so much money. Like I had just put 35, 40,000 just to expand 2-3 years before to the next building that I didn't even own. If I wasn't grounded and very confident in the clear communication that I got, I would have still been there. I would have allowed that for me to still be there, and I would be unhappy. And so now I'm more focused on really spreading my education, my hair growth solutions, lifestyle implementations that really help save lives. So I'm on a bigger mission. I'm on a bigger mission now, okay? And I want to reach people globally, and I want to teach hair professionals globally. And so that's kind of where I am right now. So yeah, as we wrap up, I came on here to talk about being in the position that I'm in now and seeing how stress affects so many women and so many women's hair, to a point where I literally witnessed so many women lose 80% of their hair just overnight. Overnight. You guys probably didn't even think that was possible. But I know the science behind hair. And stress releases your hair way faster than it's supposed to. Your hair falls out prematurely when you have stress. So it's very important that I start really diving into the roots of our stress. What's actually causing your stress, to really help you guys heal, especially heal your hearts, right? So that's it. I didn't plan to be on here that long, but hopefully you guys if you hopped on like in the middle or the end, please watch the replay. Please watch it. If you want something different in your life, if you want to attract something, and there's more to it. There's so much more to it. Don't ever think, you just heal overnight, okay? I've been on a journey since 2015, and I just now feel like I've arrives. But even when you feel like you've arrived, you don't get fulfilled. You, as spiritual beings, being in human bodies, you're constantly evolving. So you never really have a final destination. You're always going to be learning. You're always going to be growing. Okay. So yeah. All right, you guys, peace, love, and blessings. Join our Facebook community, because I'm going to start doing more things in there. Join our Facebook community. All you have to do is go to the link in our bio and click. It should just say, it's just, what did it say? Let me see. Yeah, I think it's a picture. So all you gotta do is just click on a picture. Join our Facebook community, because I'm going to be diving a lot more into all different types of things. Just how to heal your heart, how to gain more clarity, self-love, like where do you start? There's so much. Yeah, so this is what it looks like right here. So the Hair of Your Dreams, the 90-day hair growth challenge community. So join our Facebook community, because I want to connect with you guys on a more deeper level, and there's going to be some things that I start implementing real soon that you don't want to miss it. And it's not going to be for everybody. It's going to be limited spaces on everything. So put your notifications on, join the Facebook community. If you haven't already, grab our Hair of Your Dreams hair growth email, because again, a lot of things we talk about nutrition in there. We talk about the science of hair loss, how to prevent it. We talk about, there's juice recipes, smoothie recipes, plant-based meal recipes in there. We talk about stress, ways to reduce stress, other things that you can implement in your lifestyle, like fasting, like chiropractic care. They all play a role in your body and the manifestation of your hair. So, all right, you guys, peace, love, and blessings. Yes, please watch. If you are just now coming on, I'm telling you now, if you're coming on here right now, it's not by mistake, just as I'm about to hang up. Definitely go watch the replay. Best way to grow back edges. It really just depends on the situation of your edges. How did you lose them? Is it genetic? Do you have traction alopecia? Are they thin? Or they growing in and then they're disappearing? Or they slick bald, because you may have permanent damage. So the best way to grow your edges back, I would say a satin pillowcase. Do not put a bonnet on, because there's a lot of friction. Even though it could be satin or silk, you don't want to put anything with tension on your head. So a satin pillowcase, shampooing and making sure you deep condition your hair for sure. You may even want to go to a dermatologist to see if there's permanent damage, because if there's permanent damage, it would at least manage your expectations. Not to say that none of the hair will grow back there, but at least kind of give you an idea how much or what percentage of hair will grow back there. Hey, Drina at Salon. Hey, Fadrina at Salon Satrice. That's one of our certified technicians in Fairview Heights, Illinois. She did 2 master classes. So if you're in Fairview Heights, you got to go see her. I would like to join your team. Go ahead and message us, Joanne Leek. Message us, because right now is the perfect time. I don't know if you're a hair professional or not, but you do have to be licensed to join, a licensed cosmetologist to join one of our programs. The other program you do not. Thank you for kindness and humbleness to give us your jewels. My pleasure. I'm glad that you're listening. It's just an honor for even if just one person listened, I'm honored, right? So, okay, you guys, peace, love, and blessings. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Where I am, it is a beautiful, beautiful day. Go for a walk. Drink a lot of water. Eat you some fruit. Most importantly, go for a walk if it's really nice in your area. Thank you for, okay. All right. Peace, love, and blessings, everybody. A licensed barber can apply.